Yesterday I filmed a video where I talked about not feeling ready and doing it besides that. I almost didn't post it because I thought it kind of came off as boring. But after thinking about it a little further, I realized that doesn't really matter. And perhaps that's what my mind is using as an excuse to try to avoid the uncomfortable stage of getting better and of going through the transformation. There's a saying, do the work and the work does you. Well, if you avoid doing the work, you're never going to experience the benefits from it. And I'm making this video because I want to go a little bit further into what I was talking about yesterday and the new conviction that I have to bring myself out of that inertia and to get out of my own way, while also becoming aware of the excuses and the tricks that our minds can play on us. This channel is about building momentum. It's about transformation, and it's about becoming a man that keeps promises to himself and, in turn, promises to others. I want to become good at this. I want to become great at making videos, but it's almost like I want to do it while skipping the awkward phase of the trial and error and of just learning what it takes, finding my voice, finding my style, finding the skills to make a good video. And today I'm starting to appreciate that you can't skip it. You have to go through that uncomfortable phase. And so I'm starting to not worry so much about these videos being boring. Don't get me wrong, I want to make these as impactful, as empowering, entertaining as they can be. I want to have a voice, but I have to earn it by discovering what it is and by practicing, doing the sometimes hard or awkward work of sitting down with myself and asking myself hard questions. I've come up with a challenge for myself, and this might be meaningful for you in the audience and my community. I'm starting to ask myself a series of different questions. One of them being, what would happen if I filmed every single day for the next 3 months? Not because every video will be good or viral or entertaining, but because every video will be almost like evidence to myself, to my subconscious, that I'm showing up and I'm taking this transformation, this new shift of identity seriously. I feel like, despite the fact that every video might not perform well, not everyone will like it, but by me showing up, if I film every day for 3 months, I'm going to probably become less self-conscious. I'll probably become faster at speaking, get better at spotting my ideas, not have to rely on my notes as much, and probably stop making the camera such a big deal. It'll help me build discipline, consistency, clarity through action, and proof that I can keep promises to myself, like we talked about. I'm starting to realize that through this challenge and by showing up every day for yourself, the product isn't what you're doing per se, but the benefit is actually who you become through the process. By me filming every day for 3 months, I hope that will be a positive in terms of how I develop, in terms of my skills and the value I can provide for you, the audience. But I also feel like it's going to make me a better person through it as well. And maybe that applies to you. Maybe that can apply to anything, whether it's business, whether it's your faith, your creativity, your art, music, sales, whatever it is you want to do with your life. You don't become the person first that is a master at those things, but instead you take the action first, even if badly at first, and then the new identity, the new person starts forming through that, through the repetition, through the practice, and through the act of showing up every day. So for the next 3 months, I'm not chasing perfection, and I'm not going to listen to that voice of mine that questions whether this will be received well. I would like that, I would hope for that, but I can only focus on what I can control. What I put into the videos, the research I do, And also just the act itself of showing up, of recording, of posting, of really taking this seriously, to give it the respect that it deserves, to align and create the vision that I see for it, and to fulfill the impact that I want to have for the people that I can impact, to my audience, to you, my subscribers here now, and to the future subscribers, audience, friends, collaborators that will meet along the way and on this journey. And I challenge you in this video to join me if you'd like. What is one action that you can take for the next 3 months that'll push your future forward and bring it closer to the present, here and now? What is that one thing that you've been avoiding, that you want to try, that you want to experiment with? Because if you're not careful, if you allow these excuses to take over your decision to show up, then before you know it, years are going to pass and you're going to be in the same place that you were then. The only difference is all that time that you could have made a difference, that you could have made a change, is now past. And while I do believe that there's universal timing to certain things, I also believe that we have to make that choice to show up for ourselves, to really welcome it in and to build the momentum. So this is a challenge that feels a bit uncomfortable, but it's also exciting because I know it's something I can do, but I don't know exactly how it's going to look at the end of it, at the finish line. So 3 months from now, I don't want to wonder what would happen if I actually showed up and gave this channel, this brand, this new shift in my identity, everything I have. And I think as men, as we evolve, we have to do that. We have to give our all to what we're going for, to our goals, to ourselves, to our family, to God, to really see the impact of it and to really make a difference, especially in today's age, in this time with AI, things becoming automated, all the simple things that we used to, perhaps the simple things that could potentially allow you to get by, they're starting to get optimized and automated. And so I think it's going to be important, especially for people who are creative or entrepreneurial, to really lock in and focus and to give it all you can and all you have. Yeah, that's the best way. So without going into too much of a rant, I want to challenge you to do the same. Join me on this journey of picking a goal, something you can do every day to push the envelope further, to get you closer to achieving the results that you want in your life, the positive transformation. I believe that the 3 months of filming every day is really going to help me get unstuck, build momentum, and become a better person overall, and make better videos for you. Yes, some of them may be boring, some of them may suck and not even get views. The upside is so much greater than the downside. And I'm not doing this just to make content. I'm doing this because I want to become the type of person who creates under pressure, who keeps his word, and who shows up even if he doesn't feel like it, but because he knows it's the right thing to do. I want to speak with clarity. I want to build in public, and I want to hopefully inspire others along the way. And at the end of the day, I want to be someone that I look up to, someone that I can rely on. I think that's really part of the journey of building self-trust, self-reliance, and self-love. It's a balance of building the mindset for it, but also taking the action. As we talked about in previous videos, I've been someone who overthinks quite a lot, but I've come to terms with it. Overthinking is not a bad thing. It's almost like a superpower, but you do have to train it. Just like any power, any skill, you have to learn how to control it in an effective and positive way, and I think that's what this challenge is going to allow us to do. So leave a comment below. What is something that you would like to do for 3 months? And something simple so you can show up every day, but you have to commit and you have to allow your feelings to be set aside, because there's going to be days that you don't feel like doing the thing. I've had days or weeks even, where I don't feel like it, but I'm realizing that that's just part of the journey. Sometimes transformation isn't going to be convenient, but it's necessary. It's what's going to help us get to the next level. And I'm looking forward to doing that together. So thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it's helpful, something insightful. And if you feel inspired, feel free to subscribe and drop a like in the video below. And we'll continue the momentum. We'll continue to grow together. Much love, many blessings. And as always, good things to you and yours.